Hi, everybody. How you doing, Sunita? How you doing? I finally had time to. Hey, Priscilla. How you doing today? I'm just. I'm having a free day today. No babysitting today. Hey, Dana. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Everybody wanted me to show what I was making when I was in Ursula's live early, but I was like dressed and stuff. So I'll just show you all. You're well. That's good. Is it cold in your neck of the woods? It's not cold here because I'm in Florida. But I still like to crochet, you know. I mean, people still crochet here in South Florida. You know, I was I started another like called the midwife type blanket. I made two in the past. Oh, very cold there. Yes. I'm from New York City, but you know, I'm living in Florida like 5 years, so it's in the 70s right now. So it's not, you could walk out there without a jacket at all. It's sunny and everything. Hey Sandy, how you doing? Oh, hey Joe. Oh, Joe's and Dana are both here. Great, thank you. Well, anyway, I figured I'd show you all what I've been up to. It's not my own pattern or anything. I'm not that creative yet, but maybe someday, you know. But I wanted to use these these, you know, these bobbin things. I only had one of this one, and wait, I got one of a black and gray. One second. And I had one of this, and I figured I'd make a blanket out of it. And I'm using the 5mm hook. Uh, looks like a butterfly. You've seen the other Call the Midwife, right? So I'm just going to do, hey, Terrence, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. So I've done the regular Call the Midwife, and then I discovered there's one that looks like the this butterfly. And there's a couple of other ones out there, and I already made like three. I have two of them here. I had told my girlfriend I'd make her one in blue, and then we never got together. And it's been waiting. I'm waiting to get together with my friend so she could have a blanket for her house for her grandbaby. Thank you. Well, here's the blue one I made. This is the original Call the Midwife. See? And I used this one. I made this with Karen Simply Soft. And I don't know. I did a V-shaped border, but I didn't put the scallop on there. Hi, Latia. How you doing? Good afternoon. It's 12:46 p.m. here. So this one's Karen Simply Soft. It looks really nice and solid. I'm kind of experimenting with the, one second. That one I did like, I don't know, a few months ago. But I'm experimenting with this, and it's a little splitty. And I mean, I'm kind of incorporating the two together. I hope it's going to look okay. I saw that somebody made one and they put like three colors like they did. So I already did this burgundy, then I did the black. And this is like a blended, like the burgundy with a pink, like a mauve color. So eventually I'll do this color. I hope I'll have enough to do the border, or at least some kind of a border. Hey Patty, how you doing? And there is a tutorial for this, and I'll put it down below after. So if you have any interest in making the butterfly, I mean, it's not difficult. I think I've already done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to be doing 12, you know, sections. This is supposed to be a number 4 yarn. See, it says number 4. But it's a thin number 4 because that Karen Simply Soft is obviously heavier. So it's not really that heavy of a blanket, but I'm in Florida. If I end up gifting it to somebody, you know, it could be a lap blanket. because it's not tremendous, because I only did 7 across. Well, with that one, I did 8 across, and I think I did 10. I did like 8 by 10 of the squares. And these squares are a lot smaller than the other blanket. And then I have it in pink, and I have it up in my shop. I used a whole skein of, I think, the Karen 1 pound in the pink. I'll have to refold it. And I went all out with the better border. See, this is the, I don't know what you'd call that in the middle. Like the design looks like a little baby, you know? And I did this one in the pink. It's pretty soft too. Just regular yarn, acrylic yarn. So that's what I've been making. Just now I'm starting this one. These I made in the last 6 months. And this one I put it up in my SC, whatever, I can't say it right, my shop. And I'll have to put the links below also. And I made a hat the other day. It came out super bulky. Let me see. This is, let's see. I made this hat from a tutorial. I'd have to find it and put it below. I used the Stitch Studio by Nicole, Earth Tone Bulky. And I got this from, where was I? I got it at that other AC Mall that closed. I bought this early in the year, right before when the pandemic was starting and they were still opening. They were closing, and I think I paid $1 for the skein. It was a really big skein, and this thing was a yarn eater. It was some kind of a weird stitch. It was like a half double crochet slip stitch or a half double crochet incomplete, like modified half double crochet. And it kind of gave it a ribbed effect, see? And then I had to sew the top, which isn't my favorite. I prefer hats that start at the top down. You know, I think I still have to sew in the tail, but it's super warm. So it's blue. So I've made 3 blue hats. So I'm kind of making some blue hats. You made a Call the Midwife blanket in lavender. Yeah, lavender would be really pretty. But they had one that looked like a flower in the middle that looked a little different than the original. And, you know, they have whatever. I've seen like 4 different. One was a dragonfly. This one's a butterfly. So, you know, you don't have to do them all the same. And I'm just, you know, I kind of like the filet crochet. And it works up kind of quick. So I'm only working on it like, I think I started it not last night, the night before. You're doing well today and you're trying to stay warm. You didn't watch what show? She says, Heart Song says, I didn't watch the show. Maybe I missed something. Oh, yeah. Oh, Patty's saying she's going bowling tonight. And then I don't know if I might have showed this in the last video or on someone else's video. I can't remember, so I'll just show it again. And if you saw it before. I did start a little knitting since the new year. Somebody was telling everybody we should do something new, and I made this knitted cowl. It was supposed to be a scarf, but it became a cowl. So I could go like, it's not that heavy really, you know, it's not super heavy. And it was some kind of candy shop that I had gotten when I found yarn at the Salvation Army. And it has like multicolor in it. Kind of, it's like that. It has like a tweed, like a built double, 2 colors in one. So I'm trying. Okay. So what is everybody else making today? You know, here's what I had left from the blue hat. It was a really big skein. I almost used, it was a $10 skein if I didn't get it for $1. You're a virtual bowler. You watch Joe. Okay. My dad was a bowler. He bowled for years on leagues and tournaments, and he loved bowling until I guess his heart went bad and he couldn't do it anymore, you know. which is sad because he did it for years throughout my whole childhood. He bowled twice a week in leagues. And I bowled in a bowling league many years ago. I wasn't that good at it, so yeah. Anyway, so this was my first knitting project. I don't know why I kept adding stitches for some reason accidentally. And which I don't know is making holes. I sewed up the holes though. And it got too wide at one end, so that's why I made it a cowl, because this end got a little too wide and whatever. It's not a total waste. Eventually I'm going to try something else, but this thing took me a long time. I could have made a whole crocheted blanket, you know. It's just learning something new. You know, things take a little bit longer, you know. So I did go crazy at Michael's recently, so now I'm going to try not to buy any. I'm going to try not to buy any more yarn for a while. Hi, Christie's Creations. Welcome in. Thanks for coming. She's saying hi to everybody else in the chat. I try to say hi to people in the chat, but then I'm just, you know, I mean, when I'm visiting someone else's live. So let's see. So what do you think? Do you think this? I heard that some people don't want traditional pink and blue blankets. Like this is going to have some pink in it. But I have a friend that has a friend that she had a little boy and they had black, like black baby blankets and stuff. So I was thinking that, you know, maybe I would make this and put it in my shop. So it's kind of girly. It has some pink. See, this has the pink. And I thought maybe it's like a little different. I did sell something, surprisingly, the other night. I sold something on my shop. Did you show your fillet? What do you mean? What do you mean, Maribel? This is, you know, I'm following a tutorial. And it's pretty easy. And really, once you get the first, you know, section done, I don't have to watch the video tutorial. I just look at it and I remember what was next when I do the other ones. So it's pretty simple, you know, it's pretty easy to do. So like you know, it's easy to see if you made a mistake. So you got to have all these little holes over here where you just chain one and you go on. And I did have to, I've gotten better at changing colors. So I just have to sew in the, thank you. Maribel says, no, Latia says it's gorgeous. Thank you. And Maribel says she loves it. Have you, I made other filet crochet. I have a shawl that I made from one of Fiber Spider's tutorials. That's really nice. It's in my shop. Like it's up for sale. And I guess that leaf one that I made, the green one, was like filet crochet. So I enjoy it. It's not like a million bobbles, like extra work, you know. So have you all done that? Anybody else make filet crochet? Anyway, like I said, so I'm working on using these two. So I did two of the repeat with this, and then I went there, and then I'm gonna go to the black mixed black one next. It's gonna be 12 sections, like. Then I'll see what I could do with the border. I want to make a border on it. Oh, you want to? Yeah, well, Fiber Spider has a good tutorial for the Call the Midwife. And then he doesn't do a border on his, so I went to somebody else's tutorial on the border and I did the full border on the pink one. And it came out nice. That's all. Anyway, so that's all I've made this week, you know. And then maybe I'm going to go back to knitting eventually. I want to try Priscilla from Distinctive Crochet made a little knitting tutorial for a headband, and I thought that's not too big. That's up my alley. Maybe I'll be able to make that. I think Dana said she wants to make that also. Right, Dana? Anybody want to come up and hang out with me? I'd have to. I'm basically running out of what to talk about. Yeah, I didn't forget about it. I just spent so much time on that little cowl that I didn't feel like spending a week on knitting again. I needed to crochet a little. I was going through crochet withdrawal, you know. So if anybody wants to come up for a little while, I don't have anything else really. I started to work on a hat I untangled this yarn that I bought the other day. What was it again? It was the scarfy yarn. And then it didn't look nice with that pattern that I was doing. So I frogged it and I decided to use this yarn instead. You couldn't see what did I do with that hat? I was using the scarfy and you couldn't see the braiding in there, like, like that hat wasn't good for this. Oh, she's making an elephant. Oh, I've seen that elephant fillet blanket, but I don't think there was a tutorial, like I think you had to join something. I was checking it out. Maybe I'll get around to that. There's so many things I want to try to make. There's always something new to learn, That's why I was surprised that this stitch was not really a half double crochet. It was like you yarned over, you went through, you pulled up the loop, and instead of yarning over again and pulling through, you just pulled through the two little loops. And so I think it's like a incomplete half double crochet. Oh yeah, you're using Heart Song Creation says I'm using Big Twist for the first time. And I used Big Twist with, I think it was Big Twist. I'm not sure. I think on the blanket that I made for my friend, baby blanket. It was a really pretty sky blue color, So, anybody want to hang out? Oh, I'm not I thought I had to babysit today, but I'm relieved because I need a day off. It's hard to do anything like this, like when I have the baby. He's a ball of energy. We pick him up from daycare like 3 days a week normally. The other grandma watches her mother, and she went somewhere and got exposed to the COVID, and basically, thank God she got tested, so she doesn't have it. So, but they were a little worried. Yes, thank you, Dana. Yeah, I do. I made a little Facebook group, and I have some people over there. So the more the merrier. I'd like to see everybody else's work. Oh, here comes Sandy. I don't see Sandy. Oh, there she is.
Wait. Hi, hold on.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm eating an ice cream sandwich. I'm Cameron today.
I'm waiting until I wait a little longer before I start eating.
What do you mean longer?
I kind of do like intermittent fasting.
Oh, that's right.
I lost around 35 pounds. Doing like a low carb diet.
I lost 10 pounds since October.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And I don't know. Oh, it's slow. It's a slow go. I have a goal for my 50th.
Okay.
Yeah, that I'm gonna be the weight I was not when I got married, but after I had my second child. I thought I was heavy then, but that wasn't heavy.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, well, I know what it's like. I just couldn't seem to lose weight in the traditional way anymore. I really think I was insulin resistant.
Me neither. For me, I don't know. It's a mental thing.
Oh, well, I mean, I used to just go on Weight Watchers or something and follow that, and I would lose weight.
As soon as I quit Weight Watchers, and I was on Weight Watchers for over a year, as soon as I quit Weight Watchers, that's when I started losing weight.
I think they keep tweaking the plan, and I think they don't make it realistic. Well, they'll say this is free, and then I was eating a lot of fruit, and like fruit is so loaded with sugar.
I gained weight on Weight Watchers.
It used to work for me years ago, They would say only have this, don't have that much bread, like
Mhm.
don't have more than 2 slices of bread in the day. I don't know, or don't have
They
more than,
change it. Hold on. I'm
they
gonna,
change it constantly and then you don't
yeah,
remember it.
it's not, yeah, the fruit, oh my gosh. It's unfortunate about the fruit that it turns into sugar.
Well, it is sugar. I mean, you can, like on a low carb diet, you can have some strawberries or blueberries or raspberries. They have a lower glycemic.
I like apples.
It's all about not peaking your insulin, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I had my regular coffee, my decaf coffee, I mean. Yeah, high fat, low carb, eat your beef and lamb. Well, I eat meat, I eat chicken.
I love
Yes,
beef. I love
Ellie's
lamb.
saying sugar kills us. Yeah, there's too much sugar. And, I'm a lot older than you. I'll be 62 this year. So, I mean, I had gained a lot of weight. I mean, I think I had gained more after my open heart surgery. And I
Oh
certainly
my
didn't want
God.
to, I was getting to my maximum, whatever I weighed in the
Why
past.
did you have why did you have open heart surgery? Did you
Yeah,
have a
well,
heart?
I had a leaky heart valve. Like,
Oh my
like I had
gosh.
mitral valve prolapse and then it could leak a little bit and then it's just, they call it, I think it's like trivial, trace, mild, moderate to severe. And I
What was
also
the
had,
symptoms of that?
you could have no symptoms.
So how did they find out?
Well, I knew about it for like 20 years. I was on medicine. They
Oh,
don't do surgery until it's like worse, but they don't want to wait until your heart gets enlarged. You
oh
know,
wow.
they don't want to wait until your heart's like enlarged. And then when you go in for surgery, that's what happened. I had an aunt. She was married to my mother's brother and they didn't recommend surgery, I think, until it was kind of too late for her. Well, she put it off maybe and didn't want to, was afraid. But that was in the 80s,
Yeah.
And then I have a different aunt that's not related to me personally that had her aortic valve replaced. So I didn't have it replaced. I had a repair. So I have a ring in there. I mean
Oh,
they still cut me open and I was supposed
yeah.
to I try to get that minimally invasive. But I had AFib like a few months prior to my surgery where I
Oh,
ended up in the hospital. Some AFib you don't have to, some people have AFib, it's an irregular heartbeat and it could cause you to have a stroke. So I had the AFib, but it was going like super fast. Like there was a name for it, something rapid, something.
rapid
So
heartbeat, tachycardia.
it wasn't tachycardia; it was
Oh,
AFib. That's two different things.
I
But I
used to
called,
have I used to have tachycardia, but it was
yeah,
because I was on what do you call that? What do you call that drug that makes you relaxed?
oh,
Xanax.
oh,
Xanax.
oh, okay. Somebody else says they're tacky.
Yeah, that Xanax. I was taking too much of it,
Well,
and
those energy drinks that have a lot of caffeine are really dangerous because
oh,
you don't know if you have any kind of underlying heart condition.
yeah, those are
So that's
bad.
why I went off the caffeine after my AFib. So what happened was I
Oh,
had AFib like it was like June 1st of 20, I think it was 2018. Yeah, I think it was 2018. And then I had my surgery the end of October. So it was planned. I wasn't like having any, he just kind of, my heart doctor kind of said, well, maybe now it's time to fix it. And I had been put on blood thinners. I was on warfarin, which is like, that gave me more aggravation than the AFib. Because you have to keep getting it checked. And I had trouble with the doctor. When I came out of the hospital, you have to find the right balance, find the right dosage for that stuff. And you can't eat certain foods, or you can, but then they got to adjust it. So anyway, I'm not on blood thinners anymore. They did 2 procedures. I had something for the AFib too. It's called
wow.
the maze procedure. But yeah, it was pretty like being hit by the truck when you come out of that surgery.
I bet. I bet.
Yeah, it was rough.
Heather was, yeah, Xanax. Heather, she's asking which
Well, but
relaxing.
the caffeine can really screw you up if, God forbid, you didn't know you had a heart problem and you're taking, some people, they go, I used to drink a lot of regular coffee And sometimes I would feel weird in the chest, like something was pounding extra.
Darn.
And I could have been having AFib for a while and putting myself at risk for having a stroke, you know?
Oh man. I had a monster once, a drink. I was like shaking. I was like I had
I
to
don't,
lay down. I
I
was
think I tasted like a Red Bull once, but I didn't like the taste. But thank God, because also, what's her name? Heart Song
Heather.
Creations?
That's Heather.
Heather, that's Heather. She says, I used to be on warfarin and she takes Xarelto. Whatever.
Xarelto.
Yeah,
That
well, I
there's a
wasn't a
song.
candidate for that medication because some people people are on warfarin for different reasons, and for my heart valve problem, they wouldn't give me that other medication. That one you don't have to go, I think, all the time for to check your blood thinness, you know.
Hmm.
So I had, then I went to two different doctors. To, somebody had to check my blood, so like I was going like it became every month after a while, but it once, it takes a while to get it, you know.
Yeah.
It takes a while to get it adjusted. Well, I was only on it for like just under a year, thank God. And I'm happy not to be on that medication. That's the reason I'm still drinking decaf, you know.
I was
Hello,
wondering.
Sandy. Sandy from left is right crochet.
Sandy. We can make a Sandy sandwich, a Nancy sandwich.
Yeah.
Sandy could be on the other side of you, and Nancy could be in the middle.
One time I saw Rose had somebody sent in shawls and they made a shawl out of like the regular called the
I
midwife.
started to do a butterfly. I see you did it in squares.
Well,
No,
this
no.
this is a call the this is like the call the midwife, but it's just like this.
And you can't be talking to anybody while you're doing that because it's counting. A lot of counting,
It's
huh?
easy to see though. It's not as much counting as you. It's very
You're
visual too.
you're brave though. You're brave to use
I'm
that
not
bobbin.
crocheting now. I don't crochet usually. I end up messing up if I crochet and talk to you all, you know?
Right. That bobbin though. I've heard nothing but bad things about those bobbins.
Well, I got them for $5 each
That's
on clearance
probably better
a
than,
while ago.
yeah.
I wasn't going to spend 13. It was like 12.99. So, you know
And
me,
they
I'm a little
couldn't get
cheap.
rid of them. They couldn't get rid of them.
Well, because they're expensive.
And because they are
Well,
cut
here's
tiny.
what. Well, they were all attached at one end here, like so I took a bobby pin, I unattached all the three different ones, and then I bobby pinned it there so that when I was working with the one, it wasn't giving me a problem,
Oh my
you know.
gosh.
But I had one that was mangled. The first, when I got them all for $5, I basically, you know, I had one I had to like detangle it. It was still worth it. I don't like detangling yarn, but I played with it until I got it. I made that really nice shawl and I made a hat and a cowl.
I
So,
don't know if you saw my live on Friday, but I had a lot of yarn barf with my anniversary cake.
oh yeah, you were talking. I had the baby. I had to I watch the baby normally on Fridays. Like I usually
Yeah.
don't have him on Monday and Wednesday unless
Hmm.
he gets sick or something. And then there was a problem with the grandma I got exposed to. It's like really the great grandma. It's my
Oh,
daughter-in-law's grandmother. She lives with her mother, with the daughter, my Shari's mother, the other grandma, Ethan's grandma. Oh, anyway, so they
so,
had her tested. They had her tested for COVID, and she didn't have it. So now
mm,
they can babysit. My sister and my brother-in-law and my nephew all have it.
wow.
And
I went down to the lobby to get my mail, and my neighbor, he's like, "Hi, Sandy." I'm like, "Hi." He goes, "We all have COVID." I'm like, "Oh," I had a mask on. I'm like, "Oh, take care."
yeah, like
He
scary.
he wasn't wearing a mask. He's like, "We all got COVID. Yay."
Well,
I'm like,
my sister and her family, they all of a sudden their toilet started backing up. Like not the toilet, yeah, like the sewer was backing up into their tub or something. They were
uh-huh.
trying to in the middle of having COVID, and they needed to get a plumber, and nobody wanted to come.
That happened to
I
me
mean,
once.
anyway, but it was an outside problem, so it ended up that they got somebody to come and do it from the outside. I guess they were able to pay them online.
God.
So there was a pipe broken. It cost a couple of grand. So in the middle of being sick,
That happened to me years ago. Everybody who flushed the toilet in the building, I got it in my tub.
Ooh.
Good thing
But
I had
did
another basket.
was that person wearing the mask that said they had COVID?
No.
That's crazy.
There's a lot of people like that,
Well, I mean, I've met people that said I've recently got over COVID, but I went for 2 tests. And like a girl at my church, we went on a Tuesday painting or whatever.
Yeah.
That was just. There are people like there's another guy in my church. Him and his wife both had it. She was hospitalized. She got better.
Oh.
And what happened was he said to me that he had to go to Walmart to buy his steaks because he had to pick them out. I go, but you were sick. You shouldn't have gone out. You should have just ordered steaks. He admitted that he went out to the store.
How many other people do that? I'm sure there's
There's
people
got to
walking
be
around with
people that
COVID.
just get sick and don't go to the doctor, period,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and don't report it, you know?
That's why when I go down to get my mail, I put my mask on because you never know.
So what do you live in, a building?
I live in a condo, yeah.
Oh, a condo. So like your mailboxes are near each other?
It's downstairs.
Is it one of those things? Oh, downstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like getting it. And so I got it and I came back up, but I was all the way on the 4th floor and I realized I left my key in the mailbox. I left my key, all my keys. I just left it. So I had to go back down.
You got a little shaken up by the neighbor with COVID.
No. That was before. That's how I encountered him, going back down to get my key. See?
Well, I mean, they have all these stores are delivering, so they should be delivering. Hey, Deborah, thanks for coming in. How you doing today? Yeah, I know. And then I know I used to live in North Carolina, and I'm still in like a private group from the church I used to go to, and I know 3 people there that are pretty sick. One's in the hospital, and they're older people. They're all older people, like over 70.
I was trying to get a pair of bifocals, and it's 2021, so a new year, new benefits. So I called my eye doctor. I said, I'd like to make an appointment. Call me back. He calls me in a week. He goes, hi, I'm responding to your call. I'm still in the hospital. I have COVID. He has diabetes, really bad, type 1. So he got COVID and then he had a stroke. And then he's like, I'm not going to be able to make an appointment with you for a few weeks because I have to go through therapy. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, his diabetes. His A1C, he told me it was 14. His A1C.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know.
Hey, Kim, how you doing?
Hello,
anyway,
everybody.
Still people are coming in. I'll just show it. I'm experimenting. I'm making untraditional baby blanket. And I'm using the bobbin yarn. It's soft yarn. It's actually very soft. It's just not really heavy. So I'm incorporating these 2 together because I only got one of them.
Nancy's brave.
Well, what's the worst that'll happen? I'll give it as a gift to somebody.
Yeah.
And if I could put a pretty border around it, it's going to look nicer. Or if I don't have enough yarn, I'll just find some black yarn and make a black border, maybe with a little. I know I'm going to have a little left over of each color.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. We'll figure something out. You love the black section? Well, and I don't mind working with black. The busy section I'm not that in love with, but it's only going to be like the gray and the black, and this is like this color with the pink color, So I kind of like the solid, it would look great in like a purple or a lilac. This is like a different, has a butterfly. I have the midwife blanket here. 1 second, I'll show you. Yeah, I heard, Kim, that you got a lot of snow. Hey, Ricola, how you doing? See, this is just the regular called the midwife in pink. And this is the border.
Is fire. That border is so nice.
It's easy, too. It's not hard at all. And I did the blue one for my friend so she could have a blanket in her house, but we still haven't gotten together. She lives She's
Mm.
working. She's busy. So I just did the V-stitch on it. But, you know, I made that one more girly, you know. So this is the blue one.
Nancy, while we were
Yeah.
talking, I got like 5 phone calls. I had to decline, but
Oh,
I
why?
think I'm gonna have to call everybody back. So
Okay. You want,
I'm gonna let you run. I'm gonna hop off, but I'm gonna let
okay.
you run.
Well,
So
that's
everybody,
fine. You're welcome to come
somebody needs
back
to
if you
come
want.
on and don't leave Nancy by herself. But I'll
Okay.
let you run. Bye bye.
Thanks for visiting. Anybody want to come up and talk? Yeah. So did you see that, Kim? That I've seen 4 different versions of this blanket. This one has a butterfly. I seen one with the dragonfly, and there's another one that looks a little like more like a flower. And I like the flower one too. It's really girly. I guess this is more for a girl. I mean, it's gonna have this mauve color in there. So yeah, you like the butterfly? I've done a dragonfly shawl, but I messed it up. Like, I don't know, it didn't come out perfect a while back. It's in the closet. It's in my closet somewhere. I have like one closet that has all finished things in it. I recently sold something. I have an SC, whatever, I can't say it right. And I sold something. Yeah, I sold a shawl. It was like a granny shawl, and I put a scallop border on it. So I sold it. And I added a few more things. Oh yeah, you did the one that looks like a flower. Did you enjoy making that one? Where'd she go? Okay. I'm just seeing. I thought I missed a comment. Yeah, so I'm enjoying it. So what is everybody else making? Here, I'll put the link again in case anybody wants to come up and hang out with me. Well, this is what I had left from a giant skein for this chunky hat. Well, I broke the ice and learned how to knit, but I still got to get better at it. I don't know. I think I was accidentally wrapping the yarn the wrong way sometimes, and I kept making holes. And I sewed all the holes, so it looks okay. You know? Oh, yeah. I appreciate a thumbs up, everybody. So what do you think? Do you know how to knit? I just kept watching videos, and I like the bamboo knitting needles if you ever want to give it a try. Okay, so Kim's making a pattern for a bag. I've made a couple. I made a market bag. I haven't never made a pattern. I mean, I once did something, with I think I made a scarf, and I winged it, and I didn't write it down. So it's not a pattern if you don't write it down. Oh yeah, so Dana's spring cleaning. So I guess she's listening as she's cleaning. I did that one day. I was like doing stuff around the house and listening. Yeah, well, sometimes we can't sit around and crochet all day if we have. I did put in some laundry this morning, and it's in the dryer now. It's cold there. So what's your name? I think it's Ricola. You Crystal? I think you're Crystal. Where are you? Where do you live? Oh, you're all spring cleaning in the winter. It's not spring yet. Listen, there's always cleaning to be done. I reorganized a little, and it's still messy. This room I have too much yarn. I got all this yarn at Michael's. I bought 3 Karen anniversary cakes, and they overcharged me when they were having clearance. It was supposed to be 50% off, and then I didn't look at the receipt like a dumbbell, and they had charged me. They charged me like more. They charged me 50% of the price that it originally was, which was 35, but it was marked 1999, and it was supposed to be 50% off that, so I was supposed to pay 10. So the lady gave me credit, and then it was supposed to be 70% off a different day. So I ended up paying $5.69 for an anniversary cake. Here, and you could see where it says it was $34.99. Yeah. Well, I have one I bought on another paper. Yes, I'm from Brooklyn, Deborah. Yeah, $5.69. I paid $5.69 for my. I got 3 different versions, so I don't think they go together. You know. Now I'm Brooklyn. I'm not Boston. No, I'm getting pictures from the daycare. The daycare takes pictures of my grandbaby, and I have an app, and then they show us what he's doing during the day. Yeah, so I haven't decided what I'm going to do with the anniversary cakes. You know, like they're pretty big, and then I got a whole load of other yarn. If you weren't here last time, where I went there on the last day, they're closing and they're opening. They're opening somewhere else, like not too far away. So I got a whole bunch of yarn and was able to fill up 3 bags for $5 each. So now I'm putting myself on a yarn ban for a while. Well, it was just because I walked in the store and the store was going out of business. They were shutting that location. It wasn't going. They're moving to it. So it was just what was there. So there's no ordering it for that price. It was just I walked in and whatever yarn was in the store that they weren't taking to the new store, Dana. Yeah, it's a New York Brooklyn accent because I'm from Brooklyn. My husband doesn't sound exactly like me. Like he doesn't, you know, everybody's a little different. I guess all my friends were Italian. Yeah, well, they're opening. Like I didn't drive down that way to see if they said they were going to be opening this month, a new location. So it's not like they're closing forever. So I filled up I posted pictures on my Instagram. I really went to town, you know. So I got 3 different colors. One's like a pink in the pink family. One has like a green color. I mean, it's not enough to make I don't know, maybe you could make it like a lap. I don't know. Can you think that you could make a lap blanket out of those one big cake, one big anniversary cake? I'm not sure. People were talking about using them. I just got them, you know. Oh, okay. Okay, Ricola has to go back to homeschooling. God bless you. I, I never tried that with my kids. Yeah, my kids are older, so you never had. Well, I got the yarn on clearance, so that's what I do. I go to like Walmart and I check for clearance, you know. And then when AC Moore was going out of business, I got yarn on clearance. Yeah, I know it's. Yeah, you think I can make a blanket? Yeah. So my grandson likes he might, but some of those colors are too girly for him. You know, maybe the green one. But I'm gonna have 2 grandsons soon. In a couple of more months, I'm gonna be busy because eventually I'll be babysitting the new baby. So I'm gonna have a little baby. You know. You know. That's like. Anybody want to come up and hang out like Sandy did? Do you all do lives? I know some of you do. Anyway, so yeah, so that's what I'm working on. I think that the regular Call the Midwife took me to do without the board. It took me like 4 days or something like that. It didn't take that long. Thank you, Heather, right? I got to remember the names. You can't see it as good on the printed. Like, it doesn't work as good with the variegated. You could see a little bit. Harder to see the design. It looks better with a solid. But it's going to be as I'm making it, it's like the butterfly's upside down. I thought I was going to put the pink on the top, whatever. It's going to be on the bottom. I'm going to do that color last, I think. Whoops. More comments. Oh, so your hubby has a show on it on the TV. Okay. No big deal, you know. My hubby went out. I don't know. He might have gone back to the gym. He's trying to lose a few pounds. I haven't been going to the gym. I was getting free training. I was going to what's it called? Planet Fitness, and I was doing the free training, and now they're not offering that. They're just putting up videos on YouTube. I could do that myself, if I want. I've just been trying to maintain the low carb, low sugar diet and not eating all day long. Like I'll start eating around 2, like I didn't eat yet. I'll have a couple of decafs. And then eventually I'll eat lunch, maybe a snack, and then I'll eat dinner. And then after dinner, I try not to eat anything else. But I've cheated here and there on like birthdays. So I had gained back just a couple of pounds. But mostly I maintained my 35-pound weight loss, which is pretty good. So if you look at my first video, you'll see a difference, Yeah, he's trying, but I see what he's eating. So I'll tell him, you're going to the gym and you're eating that. He has a bad habit of eating at night. We're like the food police to each other sometimes. He's always wanting to give the baby a donut, but he would never buy me a donut. That's all. We're married a long time. I think I was just telling Dana, it's going to be 39 years this year. And Dana's like 40, so I think. My oldest son's going to be 38 this year. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing. And the hat really came out bulky. So this hat would be perfect for somebody that lives in a really cold climate. So I might, I made 3 blue hats so far. And there was a place collecting the blue hats for Hat Nat Hate. So in between, bigger projects, like if I don't know what to make, I'll just whip up a hat to keep myself crocheting, And soon I'm going to try the knitting something again. Yeah, I don't like if he says anything about me eating either. Yeah. I mean, that's normal. But I don't really eat bread. But lately they have these tortillas that are very low carb because they have such high fiber. And I'll eat one of those in a day. But if you eat more than one, forget it. You'll be going to the bathroom like insane. So Deborah says she's in rural North Georgia. When I lived in North Carolina, it was near the beach and you couldn't walk anywhere. That's the one thing I really miss. Well, there's a couple of things I really miss about Brooklyn. I miss walking to the stores and I miss like really good pizza, and my kids. They're number one, My youngest just got married and so I still have one single son, So I'm always making something. I had made a video. It wasn't, I used a software, but I didn't pay for it. So it has the watermark on it. So I left from last year. I try to put everything I made in the video because I'm always, taking pictures. So I made like a slideshow with like music and I couldn't believe how much stuff I made. And I know there's things in that video that there are things missing from that video and a couple of duplicates I accidentally put in duplicates. I kind of did it fast. So Heather says she's in North Florida. Yeah, and I'm in very South Florida. I'm in Pembroke Pines, which is just north of like Hialeah and, Miami. Oh, I'm really south, So what else is everybody doing? Yeah, I guess it gets cold. You get a little bit of a winter in North Florida. Like it could get a little more chilly. Because I think the lowest we've been so far this winter is about 50-ish, like in the morning. Yeah, it's cold there by Dana, by where you are in northern Indiana. I think they're having a lot of snow up where I used to live in New York. I had just sent I remember that beret hat, the like an orange color that I made. I sent it to my new daughter-in-law. I sent her the picture and asked her if she liked it. She said she did. Sometimes she's got really curly hair, so it was a little drop big on me, but I think it would fit her good. Well, just, if you did a room every day, it would, it wouldn't be so terrible. I'm sure I could do more cleaning too. That's all. Cleaning never ends. Laundry never ends. Food shopping never ends. I mean, I'm always buying stuff at the store. God forbid we get sick and I can't get out. Like I always try to have a little extra of whatever it is I use all the time, you know? But at least you could like listen to videos and stuff while you clean. Like Monday is my day that I do certain, changing the bedding and stuff like that in the morning. So I like to get those things done before I attempt to do a video, get certain things done. Plus I don't have the baby that day, so I have more time I could do things in the morning. Hey Pat, how you doing? Where you from, Pat? We were just saying I'm in Florida, so it's not cold here at all. I don't think I'll ever see snow here. I had my share, and when I lived in North Carolina by the beach, I think I saw it. But in 5 years, I saw a little dusting of snow. Yeah, some people get the kids to help. I was never too good at that, Like my son, my youngest, he didn't like to do too much, and now he's grown up so much. He's so helpful to his new wife. They're so cute together. Okay, that's fine. So, anybody want to come up and talk? Show me what they're making? What else could I tell you about? I'm looking around. Hi, Creations by Jax. I don't know what. Oh, it's creating. Yeah. I lost my. I'm looking at the. I think it said Jax. I see. It moved. It jumped. The chat moved. She's from Washington State. Wow, I've never been there. I have never been to California. I think the furthest I've ever been was Mount Rushmore, because it's near Nebraska, and we used to visit my dad's family in Nebraska years when I was a kid. Well, that's the furthest west I've been on the West Coast. Anyway, so if you're new to the room, I'll show you what I'm making. It's like the Call the Midwife, but with a butterfly. And I'm trying to be untraditional. I'm using these. I only had one of each. I don't think one wasn't going to make a big enough blanket. So, and it's not that heavy either. It's like a lightweight blanket. Show Miranda Jones. Hi, how are you? Welcome in. It says, I'm trying to make a granny square blanket. Okay, well, I think I've made one so far. I'm not a big fan of sewing my blankets together, like attaching. Eventually, I had made a bunch of these, and eventually I'm gonna make some more, and I'm gonna make a little blanket, maybe like a lap blanket out of them. I made a few different colors. Some of them are bigger than others. I like the way it looks, Then I think I'm gonna do like whatever color is gonna join, I'm gonna do like a single crochet around and then join. So I haven't done any squares since the first granny square blanket that I made. But I sent a bunch of squares to Rose when she was collecting the squares, but she don't want squares anymore because it was too much work. She didn't realize she was going to get such an outpouring, I'd like to find like a place where I could donate stuff, but locally, so I wouldn't have to pay for all this postage, because the postage is crazy, I mean, doesn't really get cold where I live. But there was the lady that collected the blue hats that wasn't terribly far, that I drove to and just dropped off. I don't know. I had like 7 or 8 hats and I dropped them off. And then she gave me blue yarn. So that's why I got to keep making, because she gave me some blue yarn. So I have to make some more blue hats so I could bring it back. I have to double check with her if she's going to be collecting them again. Otherwise, I'll have to mail them all somewhere, Oh, it's almost an hour. Yeah, I haven't tried to continue with square, but I've seen them, I've seen other tutorials. And I kind of was like, I think I rushed through attaching them together. I didn't take my time. I kind of like when you finish a blanket and it's done. I mean, I like the way the granny squares look. I mean, I like doing the big giant granny square. I made several of those when I first started crocheting a few years ago. They were easy to do. I would just change colors, and I've gotten better. You know, the more you do it, the better you get at it. That's why I don't like the hats that you got to sew at the top. I figure maybe I'll get better at it eventually. That's all. But like I said, there's like four. I found like four versions of this blanket with different things in the middle. So I could literally do a couple. I could do all four in a blanket. You know. Let's see. She said, "See, oh, it's hibernating. Oh, a 5 by 5. Okay, you mean 5 feet by 5 feet? Okay, that's pretty big. The biggest blanket I made was my mosaic blanket, and that took me like, I think it was 6 weeks. And I did take off a, look who's here. It's Miss Ursula. Yeah, I'm glad you checked because this is what I do. I don't really plan ahead. I was free. Here, Ursula, I'm going to show you the blanket that I didn't show you earlier. Let's see. This is what I'm using. The bobbins from Michaels that I got these on clearance like several months ago. I only had one of each, so one wasn't enough to make a blanket. I mean, it has a lot of yardage. It has 543 yards. So whatever it is. Like when I'm going to do 12 sections of this. This has the butterfly. Okay. I was telling her about the filet crochet. So it's going to be 2 rows of each color until I have 12 rows, 12 of these little butterfly things, Yeah, well, I made a shawl with different bobbins, same brand, different color. I made this green shawl. It had the leaves. It was from Fiber Spider, and it's also a filet crochet. And then I still had enough yarn because I had 2 of the same color to make a hat and a cowl set. So I made 3 things out of the 2, but this one I was thinking about making a shawl with these 2, but whatever, I'm making the blanket. And this is the original, Ursula. This is the original Paul the Midwife. See? The new one I'm making has a butterfly. And this is a boy. I didn't put the scallop border on there. It's a V-stitch border. And then I have a pink one here this is for my friend. I'm supposed to give it to her. And she lives in Florida. We still haven't it's supposed to be for her house, for her grandson. And he has a pink one. Wait, one side looks better than the other, And then that's the border. It looks good in a solid. There's a tutorial for the butterfly one. So after I'm done with this video, I can put it down below for you, Hi. How you doing? Thank you. Marana Yarning and Darning. She won my giveaway a while back. One of my first giveaways. Yeah, it's very similar to that one. But like I said, there's a tutorial. I'll be happy to put it down below. I mean, I don't think I can find it at the moment. I'll do it there. Look for it later, okay? I'm going to put it later. So what else is doing? So Dana's cleaning house. So Ursula, are you getting ready for bed? How late is it now? And I was surprised that there was so many versions of this blanket, I could have done it as solid yarn. Oh, was Susan under the weather? You love the pink? Yeah, the pink looks really nice. And I thought what happened was I made like a seafoam green color, like a pretty one for my friend's grandbaby for her daughter. She loved it. And then I said, how about I make you one for your house? And still sitting here. And her friend was saying she wanted one in pink. So I told her, I'd send you, I'd make it if she wants to buy it, but nothing ever happened with that. So I put it up in my shop. So I'll put the links to that, all my other stuff. I have Instagram in case if you want to follow each other on Instagram and stuff like that. And then I have the group. I have a little group. I have a bunch of buddies in there. They're not squirrels. I have to make up a nickname for all my peeps. I don't have, Crystal has peeps. So I don't know. I'm kind of running out of what to talk about. It's nighttime there, about to jump into bath. Yeah, I got my shower, so my hair's looking better. And then it's 9 p.m. there. Okay. I tend to stay up till at least 11, Yeah, but I'm trying to be untraditional because, like I was telling somebody else earlier, that I had a friend and she said that a certain friend of theirs, daughter, all the stuff she had for her baby, for her boy, was black. And I thought that was weird, you know? Years ago, my mother made me a baby blanket and, we didn't know if I was having a boy or a girl. And she made me a blanket in like the burgundy and black and gray. It wasn't black. It was burgundy and gray. So I guess it wasn't too girly and it wasn't, it was for either. And I ended up having 3 boys. So go figure. Choose one of what and let's figure out what to make with it, Deborah. Yeah. Hi, Liliana. Oh, you can't stay long. Just send. Oh, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Hi, Denisha. Welcome in. Oh, hi, Veronica. So, yeah, Veronica. That's what I'm making. I mean, I've made the regular called the midwife. This one has a butterfly. Yeah, I thought it was weird. Well, this is going to have this pink color in it too. See? It's going to have the gray. I don't know. I'm just experimenting. It sounds like the young people here today don't like traditional. They don't really love the very pink and the very blue, like the baby blues. Some of them want to do something like she's doing a lot of green, my girlfriend's daughter. Oh, thank you. I have some pink box I found at the Salvation Army, of all places. And then I have some of this Party Time Chunky, something Brett. I don't know. It was there too. And I have Dollar Tree yarn over here. See the Dollar Tree yarn? There's more yarn. It's all over the place. That's just what you could see. Anyway, I'm not going to stay too much longer, I think. I don't know. Well, Veronica just got here. I'm sorry, Veronica. I missed Blingo. I can't pay attention to the numbers and babysit at the same time. My husband's going to have a cow. So I like it. Kind of looks like squares, and you don't have to sew them together. It's made row by row. That's all. So what's everybody doing today? Thanks, Veronica. Yeah, I don't know. I'm on for like an hour, and I'm kind of like told you all about everything I did so far. Everybody's still saying hello. It's like 1:45 here. Yeah, Ursula is all the way in South Africa, so it's almost time for her to go to bed. Like when she was on this morning, I just basically got up and made my coffee. Oh, and Heather's crocheting. Yeah, I did some crocheting this morning. I think I want to go out for a little while. I did some laundry. You're working on making stitch markers. I've made stitch markers. I put some in my giveaway last time. I got to do another giveaway soon, so be on the lookout. I just got to decide what to give away, and I got to make the video, that kind of thing. Because I hit the 1,000. And what's she saying? Christine Johnstone says, looking forward to the tutorial for, okay, I'm definitely going to post it. I won't forget, you know. It's not hard at all. Once you get the first, you know, it's same with the other one. Once you get the first set done, you could just look back at your work or you could take notes. I didn't need the tutorial once I did the first little section, like you go all the way across. Pretty easy. There's like chains and then like a triple crochet, kind of makes the butterfly. It's easy. And it keeps if you have trouble keeping the side straight, it really helps keep the side of your work straight. So if you're like a new crocheter, they said it was really a good pattern for a newer crochet, you know. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff to make stitch markers, but I made some a while ago and then I haven't made them again, you know. That's all. Yeah, I know there's a bunch of other giveaways. If you all want to like share your links, like, you know, whoever's a mod, because I can't tell from the StreamYard, you're welcome to do that. So maybe I don't know if there's any new people in here. We have 26, it says, and 2 of them are me. Sweet like honey. Hi, how you doing? One real, one always. Do you crochet? And Brenda, hi, how you doing? Around my city, it is a lot of gray for babies. Okay, well, maybe next I'll make one in gray. I want to put them in my shop and hopefully sell some more stuff, you know? I mean, I only sold 2 things on that thing so far, but it says people are looking, but it could just be other people that make things looking at what other people make, you know? I don't know if they're really shopping. And the other person that bought was somebody I know, so yeah. Brenda Gray, yeah, it is different, you know? Well, nowadays people know what they're having most 9 out of 10 times. But my girlfriend across the street, her son and daughter-in-law had a baby, and they didn't know what they were having. So I don't know what they did as far as, you know. Yeah, I couldn't believe that the kid was wearing all black with a black blanket. You know, I could see doing something like primary colors, like maybe you make blankets with all the primary colors, you know. Like back when you didn't know what you were having, everybody gave you like yellow and mint green. I definitely had I had a yellow blanket, somebody made me a pink and blue blanket, you know. Let's see. Okay. I'm just reading the chat. Yeah, interesting, right? Well, you never know if people are gonna like. I like the blanket that Veronica did with the circles in the square. I think that the Secret Yarnery has a tutorial very similar to this with a circle and a square, and she made them like all primary colors. So it kind of makes you think of like a pencil, like crayons, you know, like all like yellows and then all reds, and then you could have all blues and all greens, like a dark green and the purple, and you could make a blanket like that, you know, and then like let's say a white or off white as the outside of the square. You use what you have, you know. Yep. So did anybody put their links? You could do that in case, you know, you don't have each other. You could add some family. You'd like a tie-dye? White would work. Yeah, I had made Secret Yarnery had a spiral blanket that I made. I sold it. That it was a glow-in-the-dark yarn, and it's like a multicolor. And I have, you know, you could just use variegated yarns, and then you do like a white, and then it was like kind of like psychedelic. Kind of went around, and you had to crochet partially and then crochet with the other color. You're tired of solid white. I'm on number 6 because that's what my nieces and nephews want for their new babies. They want white. Yeah, well, I guess if you do different, don't do the same pattern. Like it could be, you just switch it up. Yeah, I'm trying to do more lives to up my hours. I need hours. It came up a bit because just like a month or two ago, I only had like 800 hours. So now I'm over 1,500. But I got a lot to go, you know, and I'm running it myself on the TV on a different channel and my phone on a different channel. So hopefully that'll help with this live because you get nice amount of hours for a live, you know. Oh, Linda's here. Hi, Linda. How you doing? Welcome in. What you making? I saw some of the things you were making this morning. Here's the blanket, Linda, that I was working on that I couldn't get on Ursula's live to show. It's the filet crochet and it has a butterfly. Yeah, thank you. Sorry to make you run me all the time. I appreciate anybody that's playing my videos to help me out. But I'm trying to do it as well on my TV. Like my husband has some other accounts I could use. But, you know, I can't do it alone. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to give away 4 bags full of yarn? Or are you going to do, Veronica, you're going to do 1 gift or 2 gifts? You know? This is the regular Call the Midwife. And they're easy, you know? They're easy and there's a lot of nice tutorials out there. There's more than one, you know? So if you don't like one person, the way they do it, you know, this is the butterfly. They saw one that has like a little flower and then they have one that looks like a dragonfly. So I'll put the links to all the different Call the Midwife blankets below. Then you could go crazy, you know. Then I used Fiber Spider for the regular Call the Midwife and I used somebody else for the border, you know. Yeah, she has 4 gorgeous bags full of yarn. That's going to be fun. You're going to do 1 big gift, Veronica? I didn't hear I didn't hear the answer. Yeah, definitely. I've run a few people's channels for them a little bit here and there. Not like you, Ursula. You've been really running mine, you know. Oh, there's Deep in the Heart of Texas. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. I got to pick notes. Oh, just 1 big gift. Okay, that's fine. You know, some people do 2 gifts and some people do 1 gift, you know. I'm going to make a decision. I have to decide what I want to give away. I certainly can't crochet fast enough to do all this yarn, you know. I have plenty of yarn to give away, you know. Hey, Sandra, how you doing? Yeah, is she going to send, like, not do the gift card thing? Like, if it's, I don't know how much that would cost. I think you have to put in there that if it's ridiculous, if the postage is insane, that you'll give a gift. You'll make up a number that you could live with, like a maximum. Yeah, that's the only thing about the giveaways that makes me nervous, you know. So Denisha says she still has 1 more sweater to make. It's going to be great. Yeah. I wouldn't mind making, I should make some booties for my new baby that's coming. You want the yarn and no gift card. Okay, well, I don't know what that's going to cost. Maybe if she takes like one of those vacuum bags, it'll like suck out a bunch of air and it'll weigh way less. Get it? It'll weigh less. So anyway, so what else is doing? I think I'm gonna call it a day here. You know, I'll just try to do, you know, another video sooner, you know. Plus I gotta work on my giveaway video. So I'll show you probably the next time I do a video, I'll show you this completed. This shouldn't take too long, a couple more days, you know. That's all. So feel free to, like, add family. If anybody can you could put up your links, or you could put up your giveaway, Veronica, for anybody here that hasn't joined, unless, you never know. If you don't enter the giveaway, you can't win. It's like the lottery. I don't really need any more yarn right now. I don't know where I'd put it if I got two big boxes, like I've got a giant box of yarn, you know. Yeah, somebody said that could be helpful. I think if the package is smaller, I heard that helps to reduce the price of shipping. That's what I heard, that it goes by the size of the box. So, like, should definitely get a vacuum bag. Like, I got some vacuum bags at the whatchamacallit, at the Dollar Tree, and they're not bad either. I got some in the closet, you know. I got some in the closet, and you can, like, sit. I don't have the correct vacuum for the traditional vacuum bags, but I have these that are from Dollar Tree that has like a thing you unscrew, and then I would sit on it and lean on it, and then it would take up less room in my closet. And then I bought some things for under the bed, and I have another package of them. They slide under the bed, and I put yarn under the bed. They hold a ton of yarn. Yeah, getting the air helps, and I think being able to put it in a smaller box is going to help also, So we'll see maybe that's what I'll do. I'll fill up my bag, my vacuum bag with yarn, and I'll see how much I can fit in there, There'll have to be some thinner yarns in there. Like, this must be heavy to send because you got the big bobbin. Like, I still have some I didn't use. Anyway, I'm getting hungry. I'm going to get hangry. I still have to, I'm overdue to make a top again. I bought a lot of yarn that, cotton yarn that are thin that I could make, I'm in Florida. Or I could make cover-ups. I don't know. Okay, well, you're welcome. I don't think anybody shared their link. I guess if I had a lot of new people in here. Well, it says we got 33. Maybe I shouldn't get off. Yes. You never know. You might win. Oh, there's Veronica's link. Okay, that's fine. So I hope you enjoyed my video. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. Yeah, I don't know. What I do is when I get on YouTube, I look to see who's on live. I don't keep track of everybody's day. I can't seem to commit to a day and a time, Sorry about that. I kind of go on when it's convenient, I'm spontaneous. And so I'll look at the screen and I'll see who's on live, I'll go there, And usually there's just one, I have some other people I'm subscribed to that aren't Yarny people. So that's all. Okay, Daigo put her link too. Thanks for coming, Priscilla. I appreciate you. And I'm definitely going to try your little headband soon, when I'm finished with this blanket. Oh, Linda, that's okay. It's my fault that I don't like advertise in advance, you know? And, it's 2:00 now, so I think that's pretty good for me. I almost went to an hour and a half, you know? Okay, everybody say hi, goodbye, and I'm gonna sign off. Okay? Thanks for coming.